Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mental Health Monday video. I've had to say that a couple times. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I'm actually filming this Monday morning. I was kind of a slacker. We have family in town, so we have been spending a lot of time with them. And I'm like, you guys are super cool. It doesn't have to be the exact same time, but you guys know, I hope by now that I will be having a Mental Health Monday video every Monday because I'm so passionate about it and it seems like you guys are loving it too. If you guys haven't yet already, make sure to subscribe down below and make sure to follow me over on Instagram. I'm very active over on Instagram, and also I have TikTok now, so that's been really fun. Okay, let's get started. As with every single video that I do with Mental Health Monday, I have to preface by saying I'm not a psychologist, a therapist, licensed anything. I've just been to lots of therapy and it's something I'm super passionate about. And I feel like maybe at some point in my life when all my kids are back in school, maybe I'll go back to school and become a therapist because it has changed my life and I see how powerful it can be. And so I love to share things that I have learned, and I love to share therapists that I follow that I like to learn from too. So today's quote, or today's lesson, I should say, is from one of my all of these are just like gold, all the therapists that I've been sharing. But this one is from millennial.therapist over on Instagram. So I always link them, I always give them credit. This is not from me, but I also feel like it's important because you know that this is coming from a professional. So I'm just relaying the message to you guys. So today's topic is all about relationships, and it just says, being in a relationship does not mean blah, 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 blah. I have shared ups and downs of my relationships over the years here on my social media, and I've never gone into depth. I've never gone into anything like that, but relationships are hard. Relationships can be very stressful, whether they're, a relationship from a hater on social media to a family member or somebody that you know what I mean? Like, there's a wide range of relationships in our lives, but they can affect us in a really great way, and they can be there for us and they can love on us, or it can be somebody that you don't even know hardly, and that can affect you in a bad way. So let's get started with this list because I think it's very powerful. The first thing, being in a relationship does not mean prioritizing our partner's needs over our own. I think that's really important because I've said this time and time again. It's like when you're on an airplane, they always say that you have to put on your mask first before you put on your child's mask. You have to take care of yourself first, and then you can help your partner or the other person in this relationship. The second one, being in a relationship does not mean silencing your voice. And this has been something that I've had to learn in my life as well, because you guys know, if you follow me, I am a recovering people pleaser, and sometimes, obviously, all of this is very general. Every situation is different, but I feel like it's important to remember that you have a voice too, and it's okay to speak your truth. Next, allowing our boundaries to be violated. Boundaries fascinate me because I think there's like this bad connotation with boundaries. Like, boundaries are mean. Boundaries are they mean that you're, pushing people away or blocking people out. That's not it at all. Boundaries, in my mind, I think of like a fence, like a white picket fence. You're kind of just keeping this safe boundary, but there's like a gate so people can come in, but you are also, it's not like some stone wall either, you know what I mean? Like, so these boundaries don't just completely block people out, but it's like a healthy way and you can see them and everything like that. So it's important that you remember to keep your boundaries. Boundaries look different to everyone. Boundaries are different in every single kind of relationship too. So it's not just like this strict, like this is a boundary. They're different. Next, being in a relationship does not mean trying to save or change our partner. Once again, you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself first, and we can't, it's not a complex, but it's like this thing where you feel validated if you're saving someone or you're changing someone, like it's your job, and you kind of get your validation or your identity from that. And that's also not very healthy from what I have studied and what I've read. Being in a relationship does not mean trying to be someone other than who we are. This takes me way back to like middle school or high school when you're still trying to figure yourself out and you're trying to fit into a certain crowd. And so you're trying to mold into whoever they are just so that you can fit in. And it's the same with life. A relationship should not have to be you changing yourself to be with this person or to be a friend with this person or to fit in with a group. Being in a relationship does not mean valuing our partner's opinion over our own. I think it's important. I think it's very important that we remember that we have a voice, like we talked about earlier, that we have opinions, and in a healthy relationship, it's healthy to communicate your opinion as well. Oh, sorry. I skipped one. Next, keeping harmful or toxic events a secret. I think that one's very interesting. Where am I? Betraying ourselves in order to keep peace. Once again, that people pleaser thing, like sometimes you're just too scared, because if you do voice your opinion, it can change the relationship, and that is terrifying and that is scary. And this is something I've had to learn in my adult life a lot. That sometimes we do have to be true to ourselves, even if that means not keeping the peace. Tolerating mean, hurtful, or degrading words or actions. Being in a relationship is not like that. I know if you are in a relationship where those things are happening, you're not happy. There's no way. And in relationships, of course, relationships take work, but if these things are all happening, if you're listening to this and these things are kind of happening to you, then you need to reevaluate, because relationships should be enjoyable. And of course, they're going to be hard. You're going to have tough conversations. But if you can't do that in a healthy way, then it's not a healthy relationship. Okay. Second to last one, expecting our partner to fulfill all our needs. So it's kind of like going backwards of what was said earlier, where we shouldn't be expected to give everything to the other person, but we shouldn't expect them to give everything to us either. Because there's always going to be resentment. There's always going to be expectations that are not met. And the very last one, stunting our own healing or growth because it may threaten the status quo. That one is really powerful. I'm going to say it one more time. Stunting our own healing or growth because it may threaten the status quo. You're scared to change things. It seems scary, and I've had to do this in my life, and it's so hard and it is terrifying. But you cannot sacrifice who you are. And the second you start changing, I mean, you think of like a Hollywood star, you know, they change completely if they're like a child star, you know, as they're growing up. Not everyone, but I'm just like using this as an example. They have to completely morph into this persona of who people think they're supposed to be because they're famous now or whatever. It's kind of the same with us. If we're not staying true to ourselves, like, it feels so yucky, doesn't it? You just don't feel happy. You can't be happy if you're not truly expressing yourself, if you feel like you're giving so much, if you feel like you're expecting too much and not getting it. There's no way that you can be happy in a relationship in that way. So once again, that is from millennial.therapist over on Instagram. And I thought that was pretty powerful about the things that being in a relationship does not mean. And this, once again, like I said at the beginning, it can be so many different relationships. The partner that you're with, a friendship, a family member, you know, a coworker. These are all relatable in all those ways. So I hope you guys found that pretty impactful and helpful. And I encourage you to follow this account. She teaches so many things. I think her name's Sarah. She has a great account. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. My sister's headed over here now, so I'm excited to hang out with her and my niece and nephew. Don't forget to subscribe down below. And I want to start doing a couple of different series here on my channel. So I know I'm going to do Mental Health Monday. So if you have a different idea, head over to my Instagram, because comments are turned off here on my channel. They have been for a couple years now. But message me there and let me know what kind of series you would like to see. Okay, bye.